So much fun. We like playing. We had to play Dunaway twice and we won both times. We had an undefeated season and we had so much fun at practice learning the plays.
Band is doing a great job at learning their instruments and not messing up or squeaking while playing. The concert went really well and the students played amazingly while making squeaks today.
Some upcoming events are the dance coming up on the 23rd, which the students are excited for. The price to get in is $3. There will be snacks and drinks available for cheap prices. There will be a jazz night on March 12th, and it will include a meal with the performance just like last year.
The semester is almost over and we will be getting new classes and electives. Some of the core subjects are getting moved to different periods. People are excited that the classes are changing and having a chance of being in class with your friends.
The new phone band is going well so far. The students are doing well with not going on their phones and keeping them in their bags. More people have been doing their work and paying attention to class. The rule was enforced on a few occasions. Some students have forgotten the rule that is enforced and taken their phones out. But when they are told to or remembered, they put their phones away. There are also more students interacting with each other more often.
Yes, Mr. Brown wants a raise.
Sure he does.
You guys have any questions for us tonight?
I have one. The jazz night, is that just like last year, so it'll be a fundraiser?
I'm pretty sure. I can ask about it if you guys want to know. But
Yeah, we'd love to know more about it.
I'm pretty sure it should be, but
It was a blast last year, so looking forward to it.
It's the 31st, right? Is
Twelfth
it
is what I thought.
March.
March 12th, oh, okay.
I would love to know your perspective of the cell phone policies, and how that's going from a student's.
I just feel like it's going better, and students are like really doing their work now instead of getting interacted with their phones and not doing it. And it's just better for their eyesight.
Yeah, it's good to hear.
Any more questions?
This is for you two and then the other students back there. If you had to pick one thing that you could improve with your school, what would that be?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sports equipment, uniforms, sports equipment.
General, all across the board? Any sport? Just all of them? Equipment or uniforms? Are you putting that into one package?
Good feedback. And we encourage you guys to go and think about that, like when you're in your school, like, hey, what would I change if I was in charge? Because we do have bond funds that we're using. Most of them are spoken for, but you just never know what could come up that we could wrap something into it. So, and we have budget season, so we want to know what's going on at your perspective. So thank you guys for coming today.
Tell Mr. Brown, nice try.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, be honest. It is great.
Yes, that is awesome. Okay, so next up we have our SHS leadership. Are they here?
I do not.
Okay, well, FCS made up for it.
Yeah.
We'll just move right on then. Acuity.
Oh, is it me? Okay, I guess I didn't have to move. I'm Corey from Acuity, the district's audit plan. Dory and I talked about how nice it is to have your audit done on time. And I will just start by saying I am the good news girl tonight, but really I'm the good news girl because you have a phenomenal business manager who has really, you came into good bones, but you've really taken the time to learn. Your software it's not the greatest. It's quirky, but Karen's learned to work with it instead of just fighting against it. And she's streamlined processes and she's just, You're so efficient. She's so efficient. It's really shocking. So, I mean, you just get so much done, and I know how much there is to do. So, anyway, so part of the reason I give you the Good News Girl is because she and her team do a great job. So, we didn't have any audit findings this year. There's a reminder, if you were looking in your board report about financial statement preparation, that we do it for you. Really, the only reason that's in there is because disclosures that go with it. I mean, if you looked at the financial report itself, you know, they get thicker and thicker every year. And it's just the disclosure around a lot of the pension stuff are very intricate and detailed. And so that's why it's there. Not a concern about expertise or anything. The single audit, which is the federal compliance audit you had again this year, I think they raised the level to $1 million for 25-26, but you guys are always gonna fall just above that, so you'll just always continue to need it. We looked at child nutrition again this year. So we had a slight issue last year. She fixed it, I think, before we even left being on site for the 24 fiscal year. So for 25, that was not an issue again. It's always good to see. We had 2 journal entries that adjusted the financial statements. One is the same one we have in literally every school district, every ESD, because ODE likes to tell you that money is state sourced, and then they tell us that it's federal sourced or vice versa. And so we just have to move them between the buckets because they care about what buckets they're in. And so that's just a reporting, but we have to make sure that our books match your books. And so that one doesn't change income at all. The other one, Karen booked some AR that she should have booked for Common School Fund. You did it in July or August. And then she second guessed herself and reversed it. And then I came behind her and said, no, you really do need it. So she was this close. So the good news is, the reason I go over that is, it means that the information that you're looking at in your board packets is accurate. And that's really important for you to know as you're making decisions, especially as you're going through projects and really watching funds. It's good to know that what you're getting is accurate. Oregon has us look at budget, compliance, public contracting compliance, grant compliance, and there were no issues with anything Oregon specifically requires us to look at. Also a great thing. Financially, if we look overall, full accrual basis, so that includes capital assets, debt, and all of the pension nonsense. There was a net loss of $223,000. So not terrible. A lot of that's just depreciation. And so we expect to see that. General fund, if we're looking at the fund financials, your budget basis, the general fund actually increased about $197,000, which is good. So the ending fund balance was 1.3 million. If we look at how many months of operations that is, that's 8%. And so it's about a month of operations. GFOA, like our overarching bodies, like to see 2 months. So I would say, if you could build it a little bit, but I also, like, I'm trying to not laugh as I say that, right? So I know that it's such a balancing act. So nothing of concern from a fund balance in the general fund standpoint, but also if it could grow a little bit, that wouldn't be terrible. I know ADM drives so much of that, and so that's been a struggle. So anyway, there's just never enough money. Last good piece of good news is obviously, if you were looking closely, you saw you don't have any debt at the end of 25, and then now you do, but that's okay. It's nice for us to use it at the end. So, do you have any questions of me?
When you talk about raising the ending fund balance, what would be a good number for us? I mean, it might not be where we get next year, but maybe we can work towards it.
Yes, so 2 months worth of whatever. So whatever you budgeted for the general fund for the year, if you just divide that out, what would 2 months be of operations? Yeah. So we don't look at things like the capital outlay or the debt service, because that's kind of other project-based stuff, just truly operations. Okay. And really only the general fund, because the special revenue fund is grant driven, so we don't worry about it. Same with capital projects. So yeah. Nothing to cause too much alarm, but also just, it's part of my job.
Any other questions?
No, great job, Karen.
Yeah. Yes, and thank you.
Is this when Karen asked for a raise? Emily too? I mean, if Mr. Brown could sneak it in.
I think it's against the rules if I would say, yeah.
It's probably in here somewhere.
Yes, yes. There you go. So, well, good.
Okay, perfect, thank you so much.
Of course, yeah, thank you. Of course. And now truly all the audience is gone.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do we have any public input, but our public is all gone. Nothing. Okay, moving on. Next, we have our superintendent report, so that would be Lori.
All right, good evening. January superintendent report, I want to give a highlight of our memorandum of agreement with the tribe. This was something that we worked through last year and was approved by tribal council and by the school board. It includes information in there about curriculum and instruction, communication, professional learning for our staff. And then I also want to review the key takeaways for the board. So under curriculum and instruction, this MOA forms a formal partnership. And one of the reasons why they requested an MOA with Sheridan School District is because we're in such close proximity to the tribe. And part of the language in there is that we will teach the tribal curriculum. And they have written and have been approved by the state the lessons, and there's links to these lessons. If you'd like more information, we can even go through and dig into them. But part of the language was there were, I believe, 3 grades to start this year, add another 3 grades next year. So it wasn't all at once. It was a gradual, let's transition into this. And from what I remember of the units, it's a few weeks of the unit to go through the tribal history, culture, and then contemporary tribal life. So the professional development and communication, there is a shared release of information about students and working with our tribal students. We do have tutoring that comes into both schools to work with our students. Just last Friday, we had Boys with Braids come in and present to the entire staff and provided us with lunch. I love the training, it was great. The people presenting talked about how in their culture, they gave their personal stories of growing up being either living in 2 worlds and not really sure of where they belonged. And for these young men, they saw the reputation of behavior that was not supportive to the family. And so the braid is very, very symbolic and very, very important of their attachment and longing for that tribal community. Some of the stories were of growing up very conflicted and being teased. And then another gentleman shared that he had recently cut his braid, and it was out of mourning for a family member. So very heartfelt stories. You could hear a pen drop in the room. It was absolutely fantastic. And then they catered us to an amazing lunch. So it was a great professional learning for our entire district was in the cafeteria last Friday. The other opportunity that we have is they offer in August an education summit. And we had several of us attend, and with the agreement, there's $20,000 that we can use to help from the tribe to help pay for substitutes. So there's not a financial burden on the district to participate in these things. We were able to take a few teachers and admin and attend several sessions. We got to hear a panel of students, and this was all out at Spirit Mountain. And so we were able to do that last August. So just different opportunities for our staff to learn. And then ongoing just coordination and our shared commitment to improving the learning experience and how we work with the tribe. And then the key points. So I did not know this until I attended the training out there myself, but the tribe some time ago went to the state legislature, and if a high school or school district has a tribal name, there's a requirement that they have an MOA with the tribe and they are teaching the curriculum, which I thought that was great. So in the room was Scappoose. There was another high school that were Warriors. And so as these districts continue to use that name, they have an agreement with the tribe of teaching the curriculum. And so we have the tribal history instruction going on, our professional development and ongoing partnership with the tribe, and also the sharing of information when it comes to the students. And again, no significant financial or operational burden to the district. And it has gone very, very well.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
There's a lot of holidays that they celebrate that other districts do that we have not. Is that something that maybe we will work towards?
Yes, we are going to be working towards that, and we've had an increase in assemblies and drumming and getting more in on the regular holidays.
Because our percentage of student population that's tribal is growing, correct?
Yes. Mhm. All right, and then the district calendar for the 25-26 school year, I had sent out some surveys and to get information on it. We had 115 parents participate in that survey. 89.6% were in favor of the 4-day-week schedule. When asked if childcare was an issue, 87% did say no. I reviewed several of the comments. Lots of the comments focused on a better schedule for their family, a better schedule for their child not as stressed out, not as overwhelmed. They're able to put their appointments on Fridays so their child does not miss school. So just great feedback on that.
Now, how many of the, well, I suppose you wouldn't maybe know, but how many of the people that struggle with that Friday missing are taking advantage of the Friday schedule?
Yeah, I don't know that.
Probably doesn't quote.
So, yeah, and it's only for the mornings.
Right.
So they still would
It's true,
have
they would still need
have the
childcare.
struggle. Mhm. All right, and then the survey data, licensed staff, we had 40 participate. We had about 55 licensed staff, 90% in favor. Classified staff, 20% participated and 95% in favor. The comments range to the teacher collaboration time on Fridays, able to work with students when they come in for help, and loving that Friday schedule, more time for planning and collaboration with other teachers. Classified staff, the comments, enjoying the enrichment time, and also that they are receiving some professional development.
So the 10% of licensed staff that aren't in favor of it, did they give reasons why they're not in favor of it?
Some of it was just the schedule and loving the 5-day week. But other than that, there were not very many comments on it.
Okay, I was just curious what the background feedback would be there.
High school students, 48 participated, and you see the percent there in favor. Lots of comments about, I'm able to go in and get help. I'm able to make up a test that I've missed, enjoying the enrichment activities. And I did take a look at, because the high school students were asked, if you attend on Fridays, what are your reasons or your activities? And the number one thing is to get help for academics, that they're able to come in for that.
I thought it was interesting that the SAT student, the 89.6% matches the parent survey at 89.6%. Yeah.
Yeah, that was very interesting and good to have those comments and dig into that. But I was also very pleased to have 119 parents participate.
Yeah, that's an awesome number.
Yeah, if we get over 90, that is excellent. Many times with our student surveys, we're fortunate to get, over 80, and I keep pushing and nudging for people to complete the survey.
And I'd really like to challenge the people, I don't know that anyone's listening to us out there, but if you are against the 4-day week, come and tell us why. We know childcare is the primary reason, but what else is out there? What is stopping the teachers from loving it? All that, like, that feedback would be nice so that you can kind of help shape that fifth day.
And some of the comments for parents that did not appreciate it, there's still the misconception that we're losing instructional time. And they don't, and I think sometimes people don't remember that we used to have these one in-service days. And so the fact that we've got the solid 4 days during the school year, it's just something we continue to let people know that we have a longer day. We actually had a gain of instructional minutes. Because of our model.
And what we're doing is unique.
Yes.
Most of the districts cut out Friday completely, and we did not. So,
Yeah, we follow the Estacada model. 8 to 10 is when students come in. And 10 to 12 is when we have our meetings, and then 12 to 2 is teacher work time. And that schedule's worked very well.
Are we, remind me, are we permanent on that now? Or are we reviewing it again? I can't remember how that.
so when we originally, voted to do this, we wanted to give it a good solid 3-year. That was kind of our discussion. We revisit it every year.
Okay.
Because as the board, we can change it back.
Yeah.
If it's not working, that is what we committed to, is changing it back. That's why Dory does these surveys. This is evidence that it is working.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's fantastic.
yeah, at least in this capacity. So we can, over time, I think we can tie that to more statistics like attendance and scores and other things like that. So it's not an easy thing to tie everything together, but Adam's really good at that.
Yes, he is. Let's ask Adam.
Yeah. Which is why I want people to be open and transparent about an issue. If they don't like it, like, tell us why.
Because we are starting to prepare that calendar. And looking at, just different aspects of how the school year shapes up next year. Like Veterans Day falls on a Wednesday, and Halloween's on a Saturday, and Labor Day is very, very late. Would we want to start before Labor Day? Which would be huge. That'd be a big change. But generally, the district tries to get a proposed calendar to the board in either February or March for the next school year. Because then that triggers staff contracts and all of that, staff calendars. All right, and board appreciation. So you have a canvas bag at your spot. And this was, the design and print was done by our marketing class. This is with Mrs. Holsby. The students were very excited to do this. The cutting board was made by our shop class. And there are thank you notes from FCS students. And then we also have the posters that were made at the back with your names on them. Yes. So I just want to thank the board. It is a definite commitment. You can have all the giggles and laughs reading the thank you and appreciations. And then please, before you leave tonight, take a look at the posters that I have on display in back. Get a picture. Yes. Take a picture of those.
So much fun.
Very good. So our students were very excited to help and showing appreciation to the school board for this one. Very cool. Okay. Any other questions from my report?
All right, fiscal report. Karen, you're up.
Once again, everything is going on in the background. I've got W-2s and ACA's, the processing part and the printing part finished, and then I just have to submit them to the state. And then I did the first payroll of the new calendar year, so that's always exciting because you have to update all tax tables and make sure all the rules are reset. And then, of course, I'm looking forward to budgets getting ready to start.
Looking forward to it. I tried.
So And let's see, there's an action item to accept the audit. We don't have to approve it or anything, we just accept it. And the actual financial documents are on the website now, if anybody wants to see them, there's also a copy here. And that's all we got.
Any questions for Karen? Good job on the audit.
Yeah, that was nice to hear.
Okay, let's move on. OSBA training. This was sent out to us a while back, so we could look at this, right? And we need to make some decisions. What everyone is hoping to spend that money on. We got the scholarship, I guess is what it's called. So yeah, if we want to do a half day, a full day, and when we want to have it and what topic we want to choose. So we are open for that discussion.
I personally would prefer Saturday, but that's just me. All the midweek days work for me, and then for Saturdays, just not January or February. Because I feel like it's too soon.
So March and April are the dates that would work best for you. What's everyone else thinking? Date wise. February 4th does not work for me. It's my anniversary.
I'm booked every Saturday.
So Saturdays in general don't work for you. Which midday, midweek ones were?
All of them work for me.
Okay. So we could look at March 4th and April 1st.
February 4th also works.
No, I'll be moving. Yeah. Oh, we talked about moving February 4th to the 11th. Yeah,
Okay, didn't get it changed on here.
yes,
Apologies.
and we can do that.
Just be aware I'm not available February.
Okay. Got it. We'll let someone else.
I'm not sure if that's necessary, needed, or minutes needed for everything.
I can take minutes.
Anyway,
It'll be
yeah.
fine.
Midweek training needs to be then during, I just need to know early enough to take a day off if that's, if it's midweek.
It would probably be in the evening.
Oh, it would be an evening time, it would be normal evening time.
These are like work sessions.
Oh, okay, I wasn't sure because it's training if they wanted to do normal daytime hours, but, okay.
Probably depends on the training and how long it is too.
You want to do 2 hours? That tends to be the max for most people is 2 hours in the evening.
Yeah, in that case, then if it's in the evening, any day works.
Okay. So we're looking at February 11th, March 4th, and April 1st. February and March will still be hit or miss for me just because I have more animals due to kid, but I can't predict when. That's fine. What about, what type of training?
So the board members that contacted me, and I didn't put down names, training on superintendent evaluation, board direction and strategic planning, and board self-evaluation and targeted feedback.
I think they all sound valuable. Yeah, they all sound valuable, so. Yeah.
Board self-evaluation.
Yeah, so I actually didn't vote because I've been to a lot more classes already just because I've been on the board longer. And so I was really curious what you guys wanted to do. And I'll just kind of support you and go along with it. So.
I just figured that they all seem valuable, they're all things that I could learn more of, so.
I agree.
I didn't have a preference. So.
We did have a discussion about the self-evaluation one, that might be something you want to postpone learning about until later, because you guys just joined the board. And so to evaluate what you've done so far would probably not reflect well. Kind of grow as an individual and then start reflecting on yourself.
2 years in or something.
Yeah. Might be a good
Yeah.
one to do in the future, but not maybe right out of the gate.
The others of their core training session, board governance essentials, which goes over the 12 standards for effective boardmanship. And then I already mentioned the superintendent evaluation and then board operating agreements and communication. So those are their core training sessions.
So what are we thinking?
So it's board governors, superintendent evaluation, and what was it?
Operating agreements and communication protocols.
Personally, like, for more like digging.
The operating agreements?
And I feel like for me would be superintendent evaluation, only because I wanted that in the past, and then we found out it costs money.
Yeah.
But just to see kind of like how where we are at, and if there's any other things we can maybe learn to do ours better, or are we doing it good? And, you know, since it's something that we have to do every year.
Yeah.
But that's my.
So, give Natalia those 2 choices and have her pick which one is the guy. Yeah.
I don't have any issues with passing it away. What do you guys think?
Tell her we narrowed the field down, and she gets to pick one or the other, although she might be watching.
Yeah. She might be watching.
So just to clarify, are you thinking all 3 of the board work sessions, she would come out? Because I'm also just kind of making sure we're going to spend this down. Because you could do 2 topics and ask her, because this is tailor-made for what you would like as a board.
We can do them both.
Yeah, I believe so. And she could weave in, if you can go for 2 hours, I can bring some food. It could be dinner. And then we could ask her to weave in the standards for
That's
the
true.
show. She can tailor it.
And those 2 do go together nicely.
I didn't know there was enough on that, so.
Yeah, well, if you, scroll up,
Yeah.
there's a little bit left for us
Oh,
in our
okay.
budget line. And then we have the $1,500, right?
Yep.
From the scholarship, so we have a decent amount to use, and we have to use all of the scholarship or lose it. So we might as well use the max and go over some and use some more budget.
So basically for 2 hours, it would be a little under, it'd be more like 900, 850 for each of the work sessions. So you could do 3 work sessions, I believe. I can sit and
So
figure
you
it out.
can do the math and.
I will
let
do
us
that.
know.
I will let you know.
What we can do.
For those topics.
Yeah, no, I think that would be great to cover them both, even if she could do a condensed version to stay within our budget maybe. Let her know what we've got to work with and go from there.
Okay, thank you. I will contact her. I think that's it.
Hopefully those dates work for her still. Okay. February work session, this is the moving of the date. Yes. From the 4th to the 11th, which we already talked about. Any other discussion on that?
Not on that, but just January 30th is coded for long cover. Oh, I think, graduation tomorrow.
Oh.
I think, right?
Yeah, it says graduation.
I think it's going to be the end of the semester.
Yeah, that's semester.
It's end of semester.
Okay,
So, yeah, but thank you for catching
It's
that.
really graduation, I guess.
Yeah, right?
We will check on
For the
that.
overachievers.
Yep, it is the same color. We'll have to come up with a different color.
Right, okay, let's move into action items.
Okay.
We've got some policies, and I believe, did you want to talk about the first one?
So this policy on employee attendance and leave administration, I've received some feedback, and there is some contradiction in language within the policy that I will need to meet with Natalia and Ruby and clean up. And there's also some contradictions or needs to be clarified language on some of the things that relate to the licensed bargaining agreement. So we just have some language we need to clean up. So I am proposing to table this until next month.
Yeah, so is there a motion to postpone this, board policy GCBDG/GBDG until February?
I move to postpone policy GBDG until February.
Is there a second? Okay, so Carla seconded. Any further discussion?
Right.
Brandon? Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll move into a vote. Jen, go ahead and take that vote. Jeremy?
Aye.
Aye. Ruby? Aye. Mary? All right, motion passed to postpone until next month. Next up, we just have some changes on a policy.
So we realized, once we started diving into personal electronic devices, that we had missed a bracket, deleting a bracket and making sure the correct one was in there. So, Natalia and Ruby both had selected the language, may be stored on the student's person, but may not be used during regular school hours. So the district is not taking cell phones away from students. We're not having them put in a lockbox. Students are responsible and they can have them with them, just not out.
Okay, so just clarification. Yep. All right, is there a motion to accept the change to policy JFCEB as presented?
I move to accept policy JFCEB as presented.
Is there a second? Okay. Is there any further discussion?
I have one.
Yep.
Just a clarification on why did we pick that language and not taking the device away from them? What's hindering them from just doing it anyway, and what's the repercussion, I guess, to them not listening?
Well, there's the steps are in the policy of the loss of privileges that we go through if they do have their phones out. Part of it was liability in the number of students. Some districts have spent money on very expensive locks for cell phones. We also felt like, and we heard this was going to be happening, is that students would just bring a phone anyway to turn it in. So we just went with basic, they can have it on their person, they cannot have it out. With having an open campus, it also made it easier for our sophomore, juniors, and seniors that are in good academic standing and good attendance that can leave campus at lunch, that there's no, pick up your cell phone kind of thing. So that was what we talked about.
Let's keep all the traffic down.
Otherwise, I'm good.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Jen?
Jerry?
Aye.
Samantha?
Aye.
Ruby?
Aye.
Greg?
All right, motion passes. Next up, we have the board appreciation proclamation letter.
I'm not supposed to read this.
Usually you do.
Whereas school boards create a vision for what students should know and be able to do, whereas school boards establish clear standards for student performance, whereas school boards ensure that student assessments are tied to established standards, whereas school boards are accountable to the community for operating schools that support student achievement, whereas school boards align school district resources to ensure that students meet standards, whereas school boards create a climate that supports the philosophy that all children can learn at high levels, whereas school boards build collaborative relationships based on trust, teamwork, and shared accountability, and whereas school boards are committed to continuous education and training on issues related to student achievement. Now therefore, we hereby declare our appreciation to the members of the Sheridan School Board and proclaim that the month of January 2026 to be School Board Recognition Month. And we urge all citizens to join us in recognizing the dedication and hard work of local school board members in preparing today's students for tomorrow's world.
All right. Do we need a vote on that?
No.
It's on the action items.
I
I
know.
was like, I don't remember.
Why we do that?
Not really an action item.
No.
All right, now we got to accept the audit, which everyone got. a copy of it. And we heard the wonderful presentation of it. Is there a motion to accept the audit as it's presented?
I look to accept the audit as presented.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All right. Get that down. Any further discussion about the audit? All right, we'll move into a vote.
Right?
Aye.
Ruby?
Aye.
Samantha?
Aye.
Gary?
Aye.
All right. Audit passes. Woo, you can breathe again. You weren't really worried, right? All right, the change in the board calendar, which is moving February 4th work session to February 11th set instead. So is there a motion to change the work session?
I move to change the work session from February 4th to February 11th.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion about it? Hearing none, we'll move into a vote.
Mary?
Aye.
Ruby?
Aye.
Samantha?
Aye.
Gary?
Aye.
Motion passes. Topics for next meeting. All right, this is where you guys get to tell us if there's any topics that you would like to talk about or have someone talk about.
I had brought up before, I think a little bit about the swing set at FCS, and if that is something that we can fix ourselves, are we allowed to? We're gonna be getting into springtime, and, you know, whether, I think it's roped off right now, just probably due to water and stuff like that, maybe on the ground, but something we can do before the weather gets nice, maybe the kids can get back to playing. So, yeah, they love it, so. If we can do something, I got a welder, I can, or
Okay, go.
I can come in and do it, so if need be, I just don't know if I'm allowed to or what. So.
Yeah, liability wise.
We have to
Yeah,
find out.
yep.
I'm okay with that. Thank you for the reminder.
Anything else?
Facility/maintenance update, because I remember once, Sean brought that Word document of like all the things that we need to address.
Yep.
Just wanted to see
Where we make progress. Yeah, I think that'll become really important as we go through the bond too. So let's check off.
and a bond committee update. would be good.
Dave,
Mhm. They met in December.
and coming up.
The next one is in February. That is in February.
Yeah, probably after
February
that.
meeting.
We should have a lot of the walkthroughs and a lot of the inspection stuff done, right? I believe. So maybe that might be kind of interesting to see if there are any
Anything else that came up?
hidden things that maybe weren't known before.
Yeah.
It's always an adventure.
All right, we're gonna move into board comments. Ready, Gary?
I just really like the students and their feedback. I'd like to see more of that. I'd like to- The more they do it, the more confidence they'll build. And it gets talked about. I mean, my own kids talk about, like, oh my gosh, their kids were actually excited about it. They were nervous, but they were excited
Yeah.
about it. So it's a great opportunity. So if we, even in the high school, we can get them a little bit more active as well. I'd like to see that.
I want the kids to know they can come here
Yeah.
and talk to us. We're just people.
Yeah, and not have to be like pull their punches or anything, right? If something's really bothering them, just tell us.
Yeah.
And just one question from us, maybe two, but just something easy.
Yeah.
I really want to know,
Yeah.
It's great that they had help and they were reading because they're nervous. I get that. But I want to know, what do they think about certain things? So we can-
I agree. Jeremy?
Way to go, Karen, on the audit. That was a great success. So she seemed pretty impressed. So, and I went to the concert last week. The choir was fantastic. I don't know if were you at the concert?
I did not.
Oh, okay. The choir presentation, like that choir is really, really good. Like, I mean, everything was great, but like the choir was really, really awesome.
Our music program is phenomenal.
It is, it's cool.
Mhm.
The basketball game was fun to watch. My son was playing, but
Little
it
bias.
was fun to watch. It's right down on the wire, you know, where you're asking for stuff.
That's cool.
Ruben
Ruby?
had something. I'm not coming back, I guess.
As soon as we adjourn, it'll come to you.
Right? Yeah, I don't have anything today, but I do. I wanted to talk about before I forget, the dinner, the community dinner that's happening on Friday. I will be there. Lori said they'll have a table for me, just so that. I would like someone to join me. So I know that's, it was kind of short notice, but Dory did send out a list of all the other dates for the rest of the year. So if you can't make this one, it's not the end of the world, but I would like to see us maybe put out a Google sheet or something for sign up so we know who's there. It'd be really cool if 2 of us could be at each of these. And I know that won't always happen, but if our goal is to get out and get in touch with the community, I mean, how much more community can we get besides a community dinner where we know there's a large crowd that will come? So, yeah, you guys were the ones that brought up too in the work session that you want to be more connected to the community. We all want to be. So this is one great way that's really easy and low key. We don't have to plan it. We just have to show up. Can't really ask for an easier way than that.
I can show up late.
Yeah, I mean, because I think I have to be there at 5, so that's kind of early. Yeah, 5 to 7, it says, so.
That get
If
off
you
at
could get
like-
there, yeah, 6 even, I mean, it would be half the time, so.
I won't be back in town until probably about 6.
Yeah.
I'm working Friday this week, so.
Maybe it's next time, and then 2 of you guys can team up or whatever. I know I will not be able to go to all of these. But it also is a great time for us to get to know each other as board members too, so. You can't make decisions.
I can tell you that it's about 75 people attend to 100. It continues to grow. There are some people that do takeout. I will provide flyers so that you can have stuff in front of you to pass out and let people take. Elaine Brooks sent me today about 6 different flyers to print out for the table.
Yes, I think that's awesome. The only thing I wish we had was some way to look like official, like nobody really knows we're board members, so.
Your little badge.
I haven't even.
Like a windbreaker.
I don't know. Still, you know.
Crown.
No, actually. Yeah,
Shared in school board.
yeah, I have my name tags that I made, but I've not made new ones since. And if I had time to make them, I would, but I haven't had time.
I've seen it in Word.
Swing by and grab all the flags.
Just walk around.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyhow, and then I also volunteer occasionally for the Good Food Bag Program. I don't know if you guys are aware that that's going on. Lori kind of headed that up. How many years ago now? Well, when we did the 4-day a week.
Well, we switched
So
to
3
4 weeks.
years now?
They've been running nonstop for 2 years
Okay.
on the Thursday program.
So, and they meet down here at the Nazarene Church Thursday mornings at 8:30, and we put food together in bags, and then they go out to the neighborhoods and get delivered. So, it's a really hard time for people to get there because you all work. But if you're ever off on a Thursday and you need something to do, they're down there needing people. So.
Is this something students are allowed to volunteer to do? My daughter has expressed some interest in just
Well,
helping out.
Students can do it, but students are usually in school at that time, so usually we don't have students, but in the summer, we've had a good turnout of some students show up. I bring my students, but when they homeschool, we have that flexibility. So, yes.
Okay.
If someone could find a way to get her down there and back, I am sure she could work something out with Adam that would allow that to happen. And
How long does it
it's
take?
kind of fun, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said 8:30?
8:30, and if you don't deliver, you're usually done in like a half an hour, 45 minutes. Depends on how much help shows up and how much like restocking needs to happen. But I don't know how many bags are going out now. It's a really big and
32.
Yeah, they keep growing.
There have been 32 households.
And they get like a little flyer each day or each time with recipe on it and like info about community events going on. So they'll like hear about like community dinners and that kind of stuff. Anything that comes up that the community can help with, they're there to help with it. Like this last time was furniture. somebody contacted and had a bunch of furniture they wanted to give away to people who need it, and so there was a flyer in there about that. Yeah. Just a really great way to connect the community to the students. So yeah, next meeting is February 18th at 6 p.m. And it's your birthday? Oh, we should have some cake. Better write that down. Okay. Upcoming, oh, go ahead.
Good comments. Just trying to remember. So I'd like to look into possibilities of our athletics, just sports in general, with the students not attending. It's been 5 people for cross country. It's pretty abysmal. We're barely enough to play football. Basketball, they had a good turnout, which is really good to hear. But what can we do to incentivize the students? Right?
Maybe-
Athletics, like you go to gym, but if you don't want to, like, you have to go to gym. Can we do something as far as grade, or how can we incentivize the students to attend a sport?
And what are some barriers maybe?
Yeah, I just.
There could be some
Or physicals?
Yeah. I'm wondering if it would be good, like if it's something that interests you, which it must, because you're bringing it up, if you could meet with the athletic directors from each school and kind of focus that in and then have them come and present.
We're just trying to figure out how do we incentivize the students that want to maybe go out, where they're not, they're decisive, and just with our tablets and our phones and TVs and everything else, we've just gotten so fixated on that, that maybe they forgot, like, I just don't, it's too hard, you know, so maybe.
Or there's barriers, like we said, what can we do to knock those out of the way?
Maybe something.
Some schools have completely got away from sports fees because it's a barrier. And now they see their programs flourishing.
And I would like to see, how do we get there? What's the solution to that? So, yeah, so I guess if I need to be with the.
I think that would be a great starting spot, is to just meet with the athletic directors and talk about things. I mean, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Take initiative and just go with it.
I will do that.
Okay, upcoming events, there's a list. And if there's nothing else for today, it is 7:02 and we are adjourned.